Hi, my name's Jade and I've recently qualified as a vet. When I was younger, I knew I wanted to do something with animals from a very young age. I used to help my gran with the ducks and sleep with the dogs as well when I was little. So I always knew I wanted to do something with animals, but I wasn't too sure what that might be. I liked caring for them, I just liked being with them and spending lots of time with animals, really. Um, One of the first jobs that I thought I might do was a dog trainer because I had two dogs. I really enjoyed school, especially primary school. I loved seeing my friends every day, playing with them, um, and I quite enjoyed all the schoolwork as well, to be honest. I found the transition to secondary school quite scary. I went from a primary school that only had 70 pupils in the whole school, and we all knew each other, and it was such a friendly environment, to quite a big school with about 2,000 pupils. And I felt like initially it was a huge building, and I didn't know my way around. So I think for the first few months, maybe even a year, I did feel a little bit lost. Um, but the teachers were really good, and I soon met many friends who I'm still friends with today. My favourite lessons when I was at school was definitely maths and science. I loved the sciences. Not so much physics, but I really enjoyed biology and chemistry, and how it all related to life. I also really liked sports and PE, and I ended up doing an outdoor education GCSE, which involved kayaking and canoeing and orienteering and things like that. What did I do after I left school? I stayed on at school to do sixth form, and I did three A levels: psychology, biology, and chemistry. Um, Once I'd done these A levels, I was able to apply to vet school, and you get to choose four that you want to apply for. And I applied for Bristol, Nottingham, Liverpool, and Edinburgh. Unfortunately, I didn't get in the first time round. I had one interview out of the four vet schools that I applied for, and I wasn't successful, so I didn't get in, which therefore meant that I had a year out. I decided that I still really wanted to do it, despite not getting in the first time round, and I gained some more experience. To get into that school in the first place, you need lots of work experience. You have to give up a lot of hours mucking out animals, cleaning the floors. When you first start out, they're the jobs that you have to do. In the year that I wasn't able to go, I did some more work experience. I worked at a rescue centre for 6 months full time, and I went on a few holidays and enjoyed the year as well. So then after I'd had this year out, I reapplied to vet school, and that time round I got 3 interviews, and I had 2 offers as well to go to vet school. So it just showed me that if you stick at something and you really want it, with the dedication and the hard work of all of that, you can get in and you can get there. So I think that put me in a good position already before I got to vet school. I knew that you had to work hard, and I knew that if you really wanted something, you could achieve it, and not to give up just because you didn't get it straight away. Once I had my offers for university, I chose to go to Nottingham University. I spent 5 years there, studying and sitting lots and lots of exams. This last year, we have spent lots of time in practices, seeing how vets do things, getting to do lots of things ourselves. We've done lots of operations and being vets ourselves, but with the help of lecturers, still teaching us and guiding us and being there if we weren't quite sure about what we were doing. If I was an animal, I would be a dog. One, because they're my favourite animal, and two, probably because I look a little bit like one, especially a Cocker Spaniel. They're really busy, and they're active, and they're into everything, and I think that's a little bit like me. When I think back, I've been inspired by lots of different people and different role models. In terms of school, the teachers definitely inspired me. I think I'd also look up to students who are older than me, and I knew that they were doing what I wanted to do. Closer to home, I was definitely inspired by my family and their work ethic. My mum's always worked really hard, and so has my dad. and my gran with the animals. I've been inspired by all of my family really, with just being kind and caring. What's the best part of your job? It has to be the cuddling the puppies and the kittens that come through the door. That's always a favourite, and I don't think it ever gets old. Another nice part of the job is when an animal might be really poorly or something might have happened to it, and you're able to help the animal, make sure they're not in pain, and help them get better. When I was at primary school, I played football a lot. Then at high school, I played hockey. That was the first time I played hockey, and I really enjoyed that. So I played for North Wales as well for hockey, and I was part of a national regional development squad for football. I did a little bit of cross country when I was at school, but since I've been at university, I've really taken up running a lot more, and I've run 4 half marathons. I also really like baking and cooking and relaxing that way. And recently, I have taken up crocheting, which is a new skill that I've learnt with all the time that I've got on my hands. So here's a little square that I've made that's going to be part of a cushion. I would say you need to be punctual, so you need to be on time. You need to be organised and have everything ready. So say when you go on a placement, you need to make a list of things you might need to take with you, and get them all ready the night before, so you're prepared and ready for the day ahead. Other skills, you need to be hardworking and dedicated, because it takes a long time to get here. I started doing placements when I was about 15, so you think there's probably nearly 10 years that have gone into me getting to this point, and I'm just about to start my first job. So it's not a job that just happens really quickly. It requires a lot of hard work, getting up really early. One of the placements I did was on a dairy farm, and I had to get up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and walk to the dairy farm to start my placement. What else do you need? You need to be kind and caring, and be able to talk to people as well about their animals and try and explain to them what might be going on and what the right things could be for their pets. My advice to somebody who's thinking of becoming a vet would be, don't give up. When I went to sixth form, somebody said to me that, in fact, lots and lots and lots of people have said to me, don't do that, that's really hard, you won't be able to do it, which, to be honest, has made me want to do it even more. I think if you really, really want to do it and you've seen what's involved and you know how the job might be, go for it. Go for it, put everything you've got into it, and you will be successful and you will get to where you want to be. Don't give up, and don't do it because somebody else says, you won't like that. Whenever anybody said that to me, I thought, well, I'd quite like to give it a go, and I'll decide for myself whether I like it or not.